You wanted the best. You've got the best podcast. The hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hello, this is Voss here from the ChrisVossShow.com. Ladies and gentlemen, but I'm afraid of roller coasters, Mommy. You get over it, kid. Anyway, guys, welcome to the big show. As always, for 16 years and nearly 3,000 episodes, we bring the Chris Voss Show. We are the oldest broadcasting podcast from the beginning of podcasts, 16 years, 3,000 episodes, that is still doing daily broadcasting of the show. There's a handful of ones that are older than us, but they're just kind of hit and miss. They're good podcasts, though. Anyway, guys, that's all the more reason for you to support us, because we're old. We've got to buy Geritol for this podcast now and a cane, or maybe a walker. Anyway, guys, go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, YouTube.com/Chris Voss, and Facebook.com/Chris Voss. True story, the walker's for me, eh? Getting the old. Opinions expressed by guests on the podcast are solely their own and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the host or the Chris Voss Show. Some guests of the show may be advertising on the podcast, but it is not an endorsement or review of any kind. Anyway, guys, we have an amazing young man on the show. We're going to talk to him about his journey, his book, and some of the wonderful things he does for veterans and people that need help. He's the author of the book called The Man That I Would Become by Victor Redding. It is out March 30th, 2026. Just want to make sure, did I get your last name correct, Victor?
Yes, sir. You did a great job.
I forgot to ask before the show, but then it just gives me the additional plug. Victor L. Redding is on the show, so we'll seal that in. They won't forget that. Anyway, guys, so we're going to get into it with him, find out more, and all the good stuff he does. Victor is a construction executive, ranch founder, author, speaker, and media personality focused on leadership, perseverance, faith, and helping people navigate pressure, adversity, and purpose through real-world experience. Welcome to the show, Victor. How are you, sir?
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate being here.
Give us .coms, websites, socials, wherever you want people to get to know you better on the web.
So our website is breadingtexanranch.com. You can Google that or Google B-Tex to get to us. We're on LinkedIn as well as Facebook. So any one of those multimedia kind of facilities, you can just Google us and find us.
All right. So give us a 30,000 overview. What's in this book?
I started writing the book, honestly, for my grandkids and their kids. I lost my mom about 3 or 4 years ago, and you kind of lose part of your legacy and you lose part of your heritage. She had this map of who we were and where we came from. And I kind of found out through all of that, I'm actually an 8th generation Texan. We were one of the original 300 founders.
Oh, wow.
Stephen F. Austin, when they did land grants in 1842. So I've lost some of that, and I had to kind of go back and do it. So I wanted my kids to understand several things and my grandkids, and that is what it takes to persevere in life, what you need to do to kind of get through it, and what I came through and who I was. Because, you know, they're some of them are just never going to know because I'm not going to be around.
Yeah. Legacy is important. Where we come from kind of can sometimes tell us where we're going. Like I always say in the show, the one thing man can learn from his history is that man never learns from his history. And then we go round and round. But knowing your origin story, who you are, what you're about, what your family is, or your lineage, your history is an important thing. Because I think we all kind of reach that age where we're like, you know, when kids are young, they're focused on survival and whatever they're doing. Teenagers, they're trying to figure out who they are as a people, as a person. Some of them are people because they have multiple personalities. Anyway, teenagers. Anyway, been there. So when we get a little bit older, I think when we start settling down our life a little bit and figuring stuff out, we kind of go, what's my past about? Yeah.
No, I totally agree. When you're younger, it's kind of what can I do tomorrow? And tomorrow I might not have. So you kind of want to know what's left and where you came from.
So in the book, you tell the story of this 8th generation Texas experience that you had, your family's history, I guess. Says something about, the original 300 families, you mentioned that. And talk to us about how you grew up and some of the different stories maybe that you are favored, you like in the book.
It really starts out with not having a father. That's where the story starts into, and being raised by a mom that she had grit, she had determination, and you grow up having to be the man of the family at an extremely young age. So you learn, you get a little hardened. You cut my neck off, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna bleed, I'm gonna continue on. So part of the journey that I realized is starting from where I came, and that's where the book comes from, to where I ended up, understanding that you can still be a man, you can still basically do the things as a man, taking care of your family, but you can have a little compassion and a little caring. You just don't have to be hard all the time. So that's kind of journey in the book.
So you ended up being were you the oldest in the family?
Yes, sir.
Being the oldest, I was the first child as well. That what we normally refer to, scientists call the smart one. And I always tease my siblings that I took all the good stuff out of the womb and left them with just leftovers.
Hey, I try to tell my brother that too. He still thinks that, but I hadn't convinced him yet.
I think it's the same way with mine. But there's a lot of pressure. But I grew up with a father, and so I didn't have that "you're the man of the family" thing. That's a whole level of pressure, especially on a young person where you're still trying to figure out. You're like, I can't open the peanut butter jar yet, Mom. How am I supposed to be the man of the family, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm 5 years old. What do you want? So you go through that life. Now, a lot of men who grow up to become successful without fathers, I don't want to say they overcompensate, but I think they kind of do. Ted Turner, I believe, there's a whole list of people I know that are very successful, and they hearken being raised by a single mother and fighting through all that stuff at sometimes building a better man and more success. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that? Or
no, it's true. I was, and I still am, determined. I'm get out of my way. I'm gonna make it happen. Right. Part of the problem of get out of my way is you start lose the compassion part of life, and that's what I had to grow into. I've always been determined.
Yeah. So I kind of had the same thing growing up poor, and then wanted to become successful. And then when I became successful, I was good at achieving and being driven, but I really wasn't good with dealing with other human beings and relationships and things like that. And I probably still aren't.
Well,
but was that kind of,
I get it.
Maybe what you went through? I had to kind of learn that not really feminine side of me, but that feminine side of me. No, people you love them and stuff, and
it's true. I would hate to tell you how many divorces I went to figure all that out. So I would be lying to you. So it took me a little while to realize, Victor, you can't tell them what to do, because the first thing you hear when you walk in the door is, "I'm not your employee."
Oh. I've gotten that speech. You always boss people around because you're a boss. And I'm like, I've been running my company since I was 18. It's built in program.
Yes, sir.
But you can't. I just wrote him. I just write him a pink slip and ask him to move out. That's what I do.
Mine's usually a pink slip as well as a check.
I'm like, honey, we've been dating for a year. Go talk to the HR department, and they've got a message for you. Anyway, it's just you broke up with me through the HR department. So tell us about this ranch. You have the B-Tex Ranch, B-Tex Ranch there in Texas. Tell us about what you're doing down there and how that ties in with your book.
So the ranch really started out as my wife and I's kind of retirement, and we've been hunters all of our life, been 5 different continents and harvested a lot of animals. So it was a natural thing for us just to continue that portion of our life. And we met a couple gentlemen on an outdoor show. Gordon Melton with Hunting with Soldiers, and then Casey with Cross Trail Outfitters. So both of those two kind of changed the direction. Gordon has works with combat veterans and PTSD, and then Casey is a faith-based youth group. So both of that changed what the direction was. So all of a sudden, the ranch is more about giving. We've donated 64 hunts in the past 3 years.
Oh, wow. So you guys started the hunt thing 3 years ago. And what do you try to achieve with that, and who do you try and help with it?
So the ranch, like you said, revenue drives the more donations we can do. We've also gotten into some terminally ill kids. We've got another one coming up for a whitetail hunt. We hope he makes it to whitetail season. But so it's really transformed into what can I give back, right? My favorite saying is, you're not put on this earth to take, you're put on this earth to give.
That's true. That's true. Hey, I always think of it like leave the world in a better place, try
Yes,
and
sir.
raise the thing. You can either think in abundance, where a rising tide lifts all boats, or you can think in scarcity, where you're just clawing. I need as much as I can get,
Yep.
and I'm not sharing with anybody.
Yes,
But
sir.
well, I started saying this recently. I used to say we're all stewards of our democracy, but then I also started saying we're all stewards of each other on this planet,
Yes, sir.
because we're stewards of other human beings, regardless of race, color, flag, territory, whatever the BS you want to put between us. We're all human beings, and we're all in this lifeboat in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of space, and
With a bunch of sharks.
we got sharks and lions and tigers and bears. Oh my!
Yes, sir.
And we all got to get along. We all got to kind of take care of each other, because if we don't, when someone stinks up the planet or loads a nuclear bomb, we're probably all not going to have a good time.
Yes, sir. Totally agree.
Yeah. So we all got to kind of take care of ourselves, and I love the fact that as you get successful, you start looking around and you say, how can I share this? How can I give back more and do more? And then I think you mentioned that you help veterans, and
Yes.
it can help with their PTSD and different things.
Yes, sir.
Maybe?
Yeah, it's amazing what the outdoors does for the veterans.
Yeah.
It's a calm, it's a peace, the serenity. It's not about them harvesting an animal. It's really not. That's the extra point. It's more like when you watch them get together, the brotherhood starts back, right? Because that's what it was. It was a brotherhood. So within 5 minutes, they're brothers, and then the camaraderie starts, and the kidding, and the poking, and the having, and the fun, and they leave the world, right? They leave the world, the problems they had behind, and they just get to enjoy what they're doing.
Yeah. I do that with photography. I love to go up into the canyons, take a drive up. I usually do this about every weekend, and I just kind of get one with nature, and I'm just doing what we call in photography, trying to capture the moment.
Yes, sir.
And so you're looking for moments. And one thing I really enjoy about it that I had never really noticed before until recently when I resumed photographing is being out in that nature and seeing everything that's going on. And you have to have a certain operational awareness too. I imagine Texas, you guys have wild boars and all sorts of crazy stuff that can come at you, rattlesnakes and lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. And I get really present when I'm out looking for that moment, because I know there's only a second, maybe 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Sometimes there's not enough time to lift the camera and shoot that shot. Maybe it's the same way with shooting with a gun, and the animal will get away or something. But the being present, like time just slows down for me when I'm out in the nature and the world and breathing the fresh air. And I don't really have an agenda. I'm not really going anywhere. It's just the joy is just being. And I imagine a lot of those guys, I know the brotherhood's a big deal. I used to have my friends in the military would always just feel so lost when they would come back here. And I'm like, why do you feel lost?
Yep.
You have a family, you got a girlfriend, wife, whatever. And they're like, man, I miss the brotherhood, man.
Yeah.
But I love that present feeling, and I love experiencing it. And it slows time down. I feel like it's the one day that's mine that I own. Yes, all the other days, I'm just feeling whipshod, dragged behind the car. Just holding on for dear life. Just get me through the weekend, man.
Please do.
So that's great. You do it. And the brotherhood, the PTSD can help. Maybe you guys ever thought about doing one of those dude ranches? What was that movie with the comedians and the cowboy dude ranch sort of thing where who's Palantir, whatever, he goes, the one thing. Anyway, that was always a great movie, and I'm like, that may be fun to do or not. I don't know.
Yeah, from being an 8th generation Texan, giving somebody, hey, let's go ride a horse. This is a dude ranch. Probably doesn't set too well with me.
Yeah. Does dude ranch mean something different than I think it does?
Yeah. It means here's a guy that's going to come out and put a straw hat on that's basically got this chicken asshole around the top of his head, and he's going to say, "Can you help me get on my horse?" No, buddy, I really can't.
I feel attacked right now.
I didn't say anything about New York. I promise I didn't.
I tell you, I wear some pretty loose shorts, and when I was younger, I watched a lot of who was it? The you from around here, Pioneer, or what's some of the things he used to say? Anyway, John Wayne. A lot of John Wayne, and I grew up wanting to be John Wayne when I grew up. And I remember the first time I got on a horse, I knew how to swing my leg over just like I'd seen John Wayne do it. So I got up on that saddle, swung my leg over. Turns out I'm built a little different. And I came down, and then I rolled off the other side of the horse in pain. So you got to be careful what lands on that seat when you swing wide.
Yeah. You got to make sure you land basically on that other side.
Yeah, I did not. I came right down on something and went in the fetal position and went off the other side. And I've never been on a horse since.
Yeah, that's going to teach you a lesson pretty quick, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So there's a lot of people that go through that. I thought I was just broken or something.
No, you're not the only one. Trust me.
Yeah. Gotta wear a jock strap when you go on the horse.
Yeah. If it had hung, you wouldn't have to win over. You could have stayed there. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah. It's the horse is just like, and I did not get back on the horse like they recommend you to do. I was just like, I'm gonna go get some ice. So now you're translating this into, I think, doing some speaking and some touring. I think tell us about what your vision is as you expand the awareness of what you're doing there on the ranch.
So part of the vision, again, is about men's health. Been in construction for about 5 decades. And I come to a realization I really didn't know about 2 or 3 years ago that I thought most of the suicides came from veterans. They come from construction workers.
Really?
Yes, sir. So that's where I kind of started doing this, the book, realization, looking back and going, I survived. How did I survive? Is there a way I can help somebody else? And then you get around the veterans and kind of realize, okay, it's not just the vets. There's people that really need help. So I'm trying to help any way I can, whether it's through speaking, it's just having conversations, bringing people to the ranch, just any way I can.
And I think I study a lot about masculinity. I study out of Stoicism. One of the things that when you really understand how the differences between men and women, we're not equal, folks. Men really need a tribe. They need a tribe of men that they can go and hang out with. And I think, don't quote me if I'm talking some conspiracy crap here, but I believe when men hang out together and do tribal stuff together, they work on projects like car, hunting, whatever they're doing that's goal-oriented, it actually increases their testosterone. So I think that's true. If not,
I believe it.
If not, you guys will write me on YouTube, I'm sure. But I'm pretty sure it does. If not, there's a camaraderie there. And I see so many men that they won't hang out with. My wife is my best friend I hang out with. That's cool. But she's sick of you most of the time because you're there. You might want to leave. And love grows fonder with not being around. That's what I told my girlfriend 3 years ago before I faked my death and left. That's the 5th time I've done that. It's getting old. But no, men need this. And it's so hard nowadays. I've had dudes like where I try and hang out with them at the gym and I'm like, hey man, you want to go to the gym and lift weights? And they're like, what's going on? You trying to get close to me in the shower or something? Like, no, dude. I'm an old world alpha dude raised by alpha grandfathers. I let's go work out. I need somebody to spot me, for Christ's sake. But men need that. And I think it's a big hole in most men's lives and why it's contributing such a high suicide rate. Men do have, I think it's 3 to 4 higher suicide rate than women.
Yeah, they do. And part of it is just admitting, right? You don't get through a 10-step program, whether you're an alcoholic or a druggie, because the first step says you have to admit. Yeah. And we're trained basically to you hold it in. You're supposed to support the family, take care of them. We're going to defend you. And sometimes you just got to talk. And I go back to what you said on a tribe. How can you talk and how can you get it off your chest if there's no tribe for you to talk to?
Exactly. And you need other men to talk to.
Agreed.
Men know what men's issues are. I'm assaulted all day long about what goes on social media where all these women are trying to tell men whatever they think that men should be or whatever they are. And half of them didn't have fathers. So you're just like, I don't know why you're telling me what a man should be. And fathers have a huge impact on the development of young women. Others usually have a big development on the son. But it's a thing that men need to get back to. They need to tribe up more. They need to do stuff together. And common goals. When I was a kid, my alpha grandfather, we'd go fishing. And we'd learn to put the worm on and do all the things and camp and cook. And we did all those things. And then we had Boy Scouts when I was young. So we did all these testosterone driven Boy Scout crap we were always up to, and it was good for us. And I had other men on top of my father, the Boy Scout leaders that were leading me and teaching me the ways of men without really teaching, because we really just, it's like when your wife, you come home from fishing or maybe hunting, I don't know, and your wife goes, "What do you guys talk about?" And you're like, "I don't know, we said 5 words all the time." But we're fulfilled.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Our buckets are full,
Yeah.
and more men need to do that. I've especially nowadays, it's a real big deal. So, do you have any upcoming events that you're speaking at? Maybe you want to plug, or just how people can maybe get in touch with you to hire you for speaking events?
Yeah, we don't have anything right now because we're fixing to go to Africa again for 3 weeks on a hunt. So
Wow.
hadn't really scheduled anything, so we're getting geared up and looking forward to go in that direction right now.
Are you taking some clients or people out there for the hunt?
So we're actually taking a group with Trekking Outdoors. We've been on the Sportsman Channel with them about 9 times. So we're taking them. They're actually going to record in Africa.
Oh.
So a new gig for them, new gig for us. So that's really where we're going for.
Yeah. You guys have those Meta glasses? They're the Ray-Ban sunglasses, and they have cameras in them.
We don't. We're still a little old-fashioned. I guess we like to keep our hands busy.
Yeah. See, here's the great thing about those. I've been loving them for years, and I used to have the Google Glass back in the day. So if you guys are out Serengeti or wherever you are in Africa doing the plains and hunting and stuff, you can just tell it to record, and it'll start recording, and you don't have to hold them. That's the great thing. It's not like a camera. And so I get all these great videos with my dogs, throwing the ball with them and stuff, and I don't have to hold the camera and have it be all stupid. That would be a great thing to film down there with, and plus it's really first person experience. So I can see myself petting both of my dogs with both hands and stuff that you wouldn't see with a camera. But that's just an idea for you. But
that's a great idea, because that way, in case the Cape Buffalo charge me, you can watch me get killed. See,
it'll make a great YouTube video and the TikTok account for stuff not to do or something.
Don't do this. He didn't live to tell about it, but don't do this.
Stupid things white people do.
That's exactly it. Yes, sir.
I think that's called America's Funniest Home Videos. Actually.
Yeah, it's still around.
Like 50 freaking years that thing's been on TV. It's so popular. But there's always, that's really what makes the internet, is you got that going on. So what else do we want to plug while you're there? Do you guys raise cattle there on the ranch? What do you do there?
No cattle. We've got 20 different species of animals. There's 2 of the species that are actually extinct in their native country. So one of the plugs I would like to say is that hunters are the best and the biggest conservationists in the world. Oh. That's what we do. If there wasn't a value in an animal and somebody hunting it, then why would you have it?
Yeah.
So it's a cycle. Like in Africa, if it wasn't for the hunters there, they're the only ones that basically protect the animals because the government does not. So again, conservation to me is extremely important, because I want my kids, grandkids, and all of them to still be able to watch the wildlife. Whether they hunt or not, it's not important, but you got to be able to see the wildlife.
Yeah, it has to be a balance in the nature there. And some of the things that we do as humans, we kind of tend to unbalance things.
Very much.
I remember the wolves they kind of fucked up the environment by killing off all the wolves up in Wyoming. And I love wolves. Do you have any filet mignons I can hunt down there? I usually like hunting filet mignon on the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, do you want it as a stag or an elk?
I've had elk steak and deer steak. That's some good stuff there.
Yes, sir.
Some good stuff there. So people can come down. How do they get involved? How do they find out more and stuff for you?
So again, kind of going back to the website, there's tons of information on there. There's information about the missions that we try to do, or our ecosystem, the way I kind of look at it, and all the things we try to balance out. But give me a phone call. My phone number's on there. My email is on there, and anything I could help with, I'd sure be glad to.
I'm looking at your guys' website here. You got whitetail packages,
yes, sir.
Ram hunts, combo packages. Now they can stay on your property, I guess, for lodging. Is that correct?
We do. I got a 5-star lodge, and there's 141 different species of animals in it that we've harvested through the years.
Let's see, gun and bow range, so you can hunt with a bow if you like. I know there's some wild people that can do crazy stuff with bows.
Yes, sir. And I'm not one of them.
Yeah. I end up shooting myself in the foot.
Oh, yeah.
But sometimes wild hogs, let's see. Oh, you got taxidermy and you got non-hunting guests. You can go down there and just hang out if you just want to get the hell away from everything.
Yeah. Corporate retreats. We do corporate retreats. We're associated now with basically one of the few in this part of the state wineries that we partnered with. So there's all kind of things we can do coming down.
And how close are you guys to Dallas?
We're 2 hours from Dallas, but another nice thing is we're only 1 mile from an airport that's got a 5,200-foot runway. So small jets can actually come in and we can pick you up in 5 minutes.
Oh, that's pretty good. Is that the DFW airport round trip, I think?
Yes, sir.
I see on the website there?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
I'm single. Do you have any singles dating, hunting for your significant other packages at all?
Absolutely, but I'm afraid you might not like the ones I'm going to bring you from Albany, Texas. Now, Dallas-Fort Worth might be okay, but
I've seen some wild boars on Tinder, but those probably were guys. So
you never know. You have to ask them if it's them, they, or whatever.
Don't write me, ladies. Don't write me because I told the poor joke. Those are the dudes. I said it. Don't write me. But no, this is pretty cool. And if you want to get looks like bison. So you have bison there?
Yep, we've got bison.
Bison. Yes, I love bison steaks and
meat. Me too. They're one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, it's healthy for you too.
It is.
Low
absolutely
in fat.
Yes, sir.
And just don't ever go up to one. Like, do you see those guys that do that in the Yellowstone? They go up to the bison and then they get gored and they're like, what? And
can't understand why, huh?
Yeah. Darwinism award right there. You give any Darwinism?
We don't have any Darwin awards here.
If their check bounces, you're like, hey, go talk to that bison. He'll fix your check problem.
Yeah. He'll help you out.
I'm just kidding. So they're sheep, ram, white. Oh, we did the doe stuff. So, yeah, you got all sorts of. You said 22 variations.
Yep. Yeah, there's nilgai. We've got black buck, stag, elk. We've got Pierre David. That's one of the ones that's extinct in its native land. So yeah, there's a variety of everything.
I've been trying to hunt some Victoria's Secret models. You got any them down there? Or?
No, I don't think my wife would be really happy with me.
I don't know what kind of operation you're running down there.
One, to keep me from getting divorced because I'm way too old to start all over again.
I have a big 5,000 member dating group up here in Utah. And so we hold events where people can meet the old fashioned way, right? In person. And then they can smell each other and decide if they like each other. And so it's kind of like a hunt that way.
Wolves hunt with their nose. I guess why can't we, right?
I suppose so. I've been told I can't smell butts anymore. So anyway, I don't know. I have 2 dogs, so that's a dog joke, folks. What else do we need to know about some of the stuff you're doing? You got corporate gigs. So if people want to do the corporate retreat, they want to get away from the office and the Xerox copiers, they can come down there.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's like you said, is just a retreat to get away, have your own conference of what you want to do, or it's basically anything to do with hunting. We can facilitate whatever you need.
Yeah. Now, if I don't like my boss or coworker, can I pull one of them Dick Cheney accidents when I'm out hunting?
As long as you sign my release first.
I'll just bring Dick Cheney with me. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll help you out.
How do you shoot your own lawyer in the face? I mean,
I'm not sure.
If you owe him money, that's better.
Another story, right?
That's going to be an additional fee, I think, from him on the thing if he lives. So this is great. We've had a lot of veterans on the show. We've had a lot of people who have PTSD and different ways they've dealt with it. But being out in nature and fresh air, and that's what, like I say, what I like about going out, doing my shooting with a photo camera. I do that because I probably would shoot myself in the foot, or worse. I played hard mode on Call of Duty, and I'm the guy who always kills everyone with friendly fires. They're never putting me in the military. They'll just look at my Call of Duty stats and go, "Yeah, we're not giving him a gun. Give him a camera, and he can take photos of war or something." But no, being present, fresh air, it really refills my bucket. Being out in nature. And I think we need more of that. In fact, last time I went up the canyon to shoot, I was looking at some of the homes up there and I was like, it really would be nice maybe to have one of these places and you could just go out in the morning and start your day in nature and have a coffee on the patio, share one with an elk or something or a moose and be like, hey, you want a cup? I'll make you a cup.
There's nothing greater than getting away from city lights and seeing stars and galaxies. It's just.
Oh yeah, the stars too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the other thing I love. I'm heading to LA here from Vegas, Utah next week, and I love stopping in the middle of the night on those dead end freeway exits that don't have anything, no gas stations, no nothing. They're just like, the only thing here is serial killers, man. So watch the bushes when you stop. And I love stopping and seeing the sky. I remember when I was a kid, when we were Boy Scouts and we'd be up at the Uenas and stuff, and just the beauty of it. And it really refills your bucket. I come back on Monday and I don't want to kill anybody for at least 4 days.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. That's what the judge and my parole agent says. No more murdering.
Behind bars is not good.
Yeah. So what a great way to reach out and help people. And a lot of military folks, they know guns. They know all the deets on the guns. I have a friend I play with. He's with the Army, and he's a gun dude for the Army. So he knows you probably shoot a gun. He'll tell you what kind of bullets you're using, what type of gun, all that stuff. So this is a great way for them. And you get your trophies. You can get a trophy you can mount on the wall, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, sir.
I've seen those guys who have those houses. You have one of those houses where the whole place is filled with heads of trophies looking at you.
There's 141 in the lodge. So yes.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Do they glow at night ever? If you ever turn out the lights, you're like, I feel like someone's watching me.
They could do that, but I just don't want to tell anybody that and scare them away. But it's possible.
Yeah. I'm thinking of that Dudley Moore scene with Arthur where he's talking to the old man and he taps the moose on the face or something. He goes, "This is a tough room." And I don't have to tell you that. So anything more we want to know and cover before we go out?
Yeah, just appreciate the opportunity to be on the show. Thank you for letting me spread the word about what we do and the book and the ranch.
Yeah. More men need to tribe up. They need to hang out with each other. They need to refill their buckets. And women fall in love with you when they miss you. So you got to leave every now and then. That's why they don't like you hanging around all the time. So make them appreciate you. Plus, you can get some sanity and talk to some people that use logic and reason and stuff. But no, I think more men need to do this. Men are so isolated now. You see so many men that, I heard a comedian or somebody say this. Right now, what men have to do is they're not even welcome in their own homes most times. They're just relegated to the only piece they can have is the dirtiest place in their home, the garage. Or even more pathetic when I see the basement. Oh yeah, my wife says I can have a basement. What do they call it? The men's cave in the basement?
Man cave.
I'm just like, hey, if you're paying for that whole house, that house is yours, man. If I want to poop in a corner, I will. But that's probably why I'm still single. Anyway, speaking of, I got to go find a corner. So anyway, don't do that, folks. We're just joking here. Don't write me. So this is wonderful. I'm glad you're doing this. I'm glad you're helping people. I'm glad you're spreading the message. We need to do something about men's suicide. We carry a lot with us. We don't talk about it. And sometimes talking to other men is really important. I went through that with COVID. All my buddies that we used to travel and hang out and party at events and do all the conferences and stuff, that all got shut down. So we couldn't hang out anymore. And then we reached a point where you didn't know if your friend got COVID and he'd be gone tomorrow. We started telling each other, hey, man, I love you. Because we didn't know if that was going to be the last call. Because when COVID started, it was a wild card. No one knew. But now I've got friends. I had a friend call me yesterday and he goes, I have stage 4 cancer. And he's a little bit older than me, but he's a good friend. And these are things that sometimes men can only talk about between each other. And a lot of the world, men talk about their problems. They're like, we don't care. It's all about us. And you're just like, well, it must be fun. So, yeah, you need other men. You need to, and being out in nature and present, fresh air, all the good stuff there.
Yes, sir.
Go. So I'll have to come down and hunt me a filet mignon or maybe a ribeye.
Come on down. You're welcome.
Give us a final plug out to all your .coms, Victor, before we go, and wherever you want people to get to know you better.
I appreciate it. So The Man That I Would Become is on Amazon. You can find it there. You can either also do my name, Victor Bredding. Then the ranch is breddingtexanranch.com. And all of my information is there from all our social media and Facebooks and LinkedIn. You can look me up on LinkedIn. I actually have a newsletter on LinkedIn that basically leaders that give win. So there's a couple places. If you just do a little Googling, you could find us.
Thank you very much, Victor, for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. It's been fun to have you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And thanks, Jonas, for tuning in. Order up his book wherever fine books are sold. It's called The Man That I Would Become, out March 30th, 2026 by Victor L. Bredding. Thanks so much for tuning in. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, linkedin.com/Chris Voss, Chris Voss 1 on the TikTokity and all those crazy places in the internet. Be good to each other. Stay safe. We'll see you guys next time.
You've been listening to the most amazing, intelligent podcast ever made to improve your brain and your life. Warning, consuming too much of the Chris Voss Show podcast can lead to people thinking you're smarter, younger, and irresistible sexy. Consume in regularly moderated amounts. Consult a doctor for any resulting brain bleed.
All right, Victor, we got it in the can. Great